Hi guys, this is gsn.com and I'm here finally with the unboxing of the Huawei P30 Pro. Yes, I know I already showed the device to you in a quick hands-on and a review, but we have the cool version now. We have the black one, now we have the breathing crystal one, and it comes with 256GB of storage and 8GB of RAM. So here we go, let's unbox it. Okay, so the box feels pretty heavy, just like the phone, as I mentioned before. My first impression was that the flagship that Huawei proposes this year is a bit on the heavy side. And here we go. And let's check out the new hue. And just in case you forgot the price tag, it should be around $1,100. And boy, is this color dazzling. It's sort of like blue meets white with a slight bit of purple and also a bit of pearl in the mix. Truly impressive. You really have to see it for yourself to get the vibe. Well, on paper it's actually supposed to be blue and white combined with a dash of purple. So this is called breathing crystal, and as you can see written on the box, the device has a quad camera setup. Since it's an unboxing, I'm going to focus more this time on what's inside the box. I already told you the price tag, which is around $1,100, and inside the hefty box we find this metal key used to access the slots. By slots I mean the nano SIM one and the nano card slot. Here we go. Inside the envelope we have the usual manuals and warranty and all that, warranty card, and one of the biggest manuals I've ever seen, definitely one of the thickest, and also this one here, which is supposed to be some extra info on the device. Now we proceed to the very hefty charger. I have great expectations from it. After all, the Huawei Mate 20 Pro also juiced up pretty fast. So hefty charger with a promise of supercharge. It goes up to, let's see, 10 volts and 4 amperes, which is not bad at all. And then we find the USB Type-C to full USB cable used to hook up to the charger and to the PC, and finally a set of headphones which hook up via USB Type-C. The Huawei P30 has an audio jack, the Pro one doesn't have an audio jack, so that's why you're using this. Okay, so they look pretty much like the Apple EarPods. They've been doing that for a few years, and that's about it. I can't tell if I missed anything. People may be wondering about an adapter. No trace of adapter from USB Type-C to audio jack. None of this right here. Okay, now it's time to fire up the phone, see what it can do, and discover what we missed in the hands-on. Okay, so my second impression, because I already got the first, is that the phone is very narrow compared to its huge diagonal. The diagonal is 6.47 inches, and the resolution may feel a bit underwhelming because it's not Quad HD, it's Full HD Plus, 2340 over 1080 pixels, but at least the panel is an OLED and it's got HDR support. Inside we have a familiar CPU, the Kirin 980. You already saw it on the Huawei Mate 20 Pro, and it's also available on the Huawei P30. Okay, I'm going to skip this part. Next, skip. Okay, accept, skip again, no thanks, later, and back. No, later. Enable and continue. And that's about it. Just in case you're wondering, we're running on Emotion UI 9.1 applied on top of Android Pie. And let's try and get the image proper here with no flickering. The flickering is caused by our camera, not the device itself, so rest assured it's not a problem. As you can see, the previously mentioned 6.47 inch screen has a notch, which is here. And let's check out the settings and see if we can hide it or not. So display, color temperature, and also color mode, eye comfort, screen resolution. There's also something called the simple mode available here, more display settings, and notch. That's how you can hide it and expand the black area around it. As I said before, we have the Kirin 980 CPU accompanied by 6 or 8GB of RAM and 128 or 256GB of storage. From what I've heard, there's also a 500GB version out there, 512 actually. Now the battery is pretty impressive here. It's a 4200 mAh battery inside this baby. It's supposed to also offer you wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. So if you place a device here, like, I don't know, Galaxy Buds, Apple AirPods, or other wireless devices, including watches, they should be able to be juiced up. Also including electric brushes from what I've seen. On the camera front, things are pretty simple. The facade, you already saw the notch, and it hides a 32 megapixel selfie camera. And in case you're wondering, there is no earpiece inside. And that's simply because the earpiece is integrated into the screen, just like the fingerprint scanner. And now a quick look at the back side. You already know the story. It's a quad camera setup. The top camera is a 20 megapixel ultra wide one borrowed from the Huawei P30 Pro. The second one is the 40 megapixel main shooter, f1.6 aperture. The third one is the telephoto 8 megapixel camera with 5x optical zoom. Then we have the time of flight sensor here, the LED flash, and that's basically it. Okay, so one thing I did not show you in the hands-on is a test of the security features. And by that, I mean the fingerprint scanner, which is embedded in the screen. And I'm pretty curious to see if it has evolved or not from the Mate 20 Pro. Okay, so security, face recognition is also a thing. Fingerprint ID, I have to have a pin first. Hopefully better than mine. Okay. Use fingerprint ID to unlock the device, and here we go, add fingerprint. I guess I'm going to go with this finger. A gentle vibration will tell you if you're doing the right thing. You have to move your finger around a bit to get all the areas. Okay, now the edges. This is becoming a trend. We will definitely see it on more phones, the fingerprint scanner embedded in the screen. And we should be about done. Okay, here we go. It's okay. Now let's see just how snappy it is. So I'm going to do this. Actually not bad. This has got to be the first phone when I'm actually reasonably happy with the accuracy, precision, and what have you of the fingerprint scanner. Oh, spoke too soon. Here we go, let's try again. Just a touch and should be enough. It feels snappier and faster than the Huawei Mate 20 Pro and also the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. At least that's my impression, my second impression regarding the phone. I see we also have a screen recorder, but we also had that on the Huawei Mate 20 Pro. We do not have an audio jack, but we do have stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one in the screen. And we also have, guess what, infrared blaster at the top, so you can control your TV set-top box and so forth. The body is IP68 certified, resilient to water and dust. It's made of glass at the back, glass at the front, curved glass on the side, metal frame in between. And this whole device felt pretty heavy at first touch, but after wielding it for a few days, it actually feels a bit lighter. Now, if you want measurements, it's 8.41 millimeters in thickness and it weighs 192 grams. And the hues it's available in include the black, the pearl white, the amber sunrise. Also there is a special breathing crystal, which is this one here, plus the aurora blue, which combines blue and green. Other than that, I actually think I haven't forgotten any specs. If I do, there will be a review to cover everything up. Okay, so a quick reminder of the whole wireless charging thingy. You go to the settings, you go to the battery, and you go here, wireless reverse charging. Feels pretty easy. You're going to be able to charge other phones, provided they offer support. You can charge headphones like the Apple AirPods, the Galaxy Buds, some watches, and also this one, this baby. This is my own toothbrush, the Oral-B, Brown, etc. So check it out. It's being charged via the phone, via the Huawei P30 Pro. And to be honest, faster than my own dock. It blinks faster, so probably juices up faster. So that's a plus, and that's something nice to have. Now, some of the innovations here include a Periscope camera with an incredible amount of zoom, and you already saw parts of that in the previous video. And now it's using its AI smarts to detect what you should be doing. And these are the zoom modes. 10x is the hybrid zoom, 5x is the optical zoom, and we also have a wide option, but you can go crazy with the zoom as I'm doing right now. 2.6, 9.1, 13.5, and it's usually a good idea to actually go the distance if you have an object far away. It's supposed to show you the craters of the moon, that's why Huawei has been bragging with. Okay, so lots of stuff to do. The AI is now supposed to be less aggressive with the colors compared to the Huawei P20 Pro, which was rather aggressive with that. In the video department, you're stuck with 4K at 30 frames per second. It doesn't know 4K 60 frames per second. It may come with an update. And these are the main modes which you already saw. So there's a lot to discover. As an extra, you just saw the fingerprint scanner delivering maybe more than I expected. A quick look at the music app, just for the sake of curiosity and to see if there's any special things here. Timer, filter and all that. I don't quite see any tweaks. I expected something like an extra, something like, yes, Dolby Atmos is part of the package with smart film and music. So yes, we are learning new things about the phone today. Overall, it feels like a pretty bright screen, pretty narrow bezels, I have to say. The notch doesn't bother me at all, and believe it or not, may sound crazy, but the device feels comfier than my first impression last week. I know, it's weird. It's because it's this narrow, and to be honest, this color hue totally impresses me. So you can have all of this for $1,100. I know it's pricey, but the camera is supposed to be a beast when it comes to zooming and a few other things. This has been it from gsnown.com. Hope you like this unboxing. Hugely detailed. We'll be back with a full review very soon. Bye bye.